Frank is a 24-year-old man who lives with two other individuals in a supported living environment. He has an autism spectrum condition, learning disability, uses signs, gestures, or takes people to what he requires. Frank has obsessive behaviours around bedding, clothing, rubbish and food. Frank is overweight and resists exercise. He takes risperidone, fluoxetine and lorazepam to help manage mood and obsessions. He is supported by a core team of 8 support staff. Frank was subject to physical interventions including two-person removal and seated restraint. Support staff also had to use breakaway techniques when he tried to hit them or indeed move to a safer area. Frank's team needed support to develop a positive behaviour support plan and an activity and support plan around his daily and weekly life. Frank's weight was identified as an area of concern. His health, eating habits and patterns of exercise were examined. Observations were carried out, current and past support plans studied, behavioural incident forms and activity levels collated and analysed. During analysis of incidents, it became apparent that the key times were before and after meals and during transition times. The fast triggers identified in the majority of the incidents was a request for food not being met. The fridge was identified as a flashpoint. Frank appeared not to settle until all preferred foods such as cheese and yogurt had been consumed. The resulting behaviour was support staff being grabbed, pushed or punched, and environmental damage to walls and doors was witnessed. Anecdotal evidence from support staff indicated Frank used his size and threat of physical aggression as a means of getting additional food items from support staff when out in the community or at home. This was impacting on Frank's learning as he was unable to regulate his emotions and restricting his access to community-based opportunities as he was not able to tolerate shops which had food in them. There was also the use of lorazepam following incidents of high arousal which led him to be more sedated. He also needed to increase his activity levels, firstly to help him burn additional calories and secondly to take his mind off food. Results of observations and analysis were discussed with support staff at team meetings and with the practice leads. The team decided on ways to improve consistency of support, involving his community nurse and social worker. Frank has no close family to assist. Frank is a visual person. Although he can read some words and will sign, he preferred objects of reference, and out of sight meant out of mind for him. A second fridge was purchased and located in a separate area he does not have access to. At night, support staff replenished the fridge in his kitchen with the foods for the next day. The fridge became his visual schedule. With this in place, Frank could see that the food was available for the day. He always had toast, butter and jam for his breakfast, a sandwich, salad, fruit, crisps for lunch, snacks such as crab sticks and pickled onions, and then there was different protein, carbohydrate and vegetable dishes for his tea. Every afternoon when he returned home there would be a snack prepared in the fridge. This helped him through the transition process and bridged the gap between lunch and tea. After tea he had a healthy dessert and was reassured knowing that supper was in the fridge for after his evening bath and prior to going to bed. Sports staff reported being frustrated that Frank would refuse to get involved in physical activity and didn't seem to accept that it was important, even adverse to him. This is where the empathy comes in. It was discussed how support staff are motivated to do tasks they do not like and how they feel about doing the tasks. This was important so support staff could see things from Frank's point of view. To get Frank to exercise, we had to build his special interest in, so he swims twice a week knowing he has lunch afterwards. He does his food shopping once a week knowing he can self-select from the salad bar and fill his own dish to eat afterwards. He does the recycling and takes the rubbish to the tip on a Sunday knowing he'll have a small ice cream on his way home. Once a week, after a good walk, Frank goes to the local pub and chooses any meal he likes off the menu. The result of this approach and the fridge schedule intervention is that Frank has not been held in seated restraint for 7 months. Incidents of physical removal and use of as required medication have been decreased month on month. Frank stayed the same weight over Christmas and since then has lost an average of £1 per week. Support staff affected have included anecdotal feedback that they enjoy in supporting Frank. They have less anxiety during incidents and have experienced increased job satisfaction through seeing in more engaging activities and also losing weight. They're all happy that they have not had to use any physical restraint with Frank, as this has caused both him and them distress. Results we cannot yet see is an increase in life expectancy, but that should be improved year on year as long as this approach is maintained and is indeed successful.